This morning we're going to get the elbow and the manifold onto the engine so that way we can then create our apparatus to flush the engine using our Ridline here. So this is Ridline Marine. Those of you that have never heard of it, this is a awesome marine descaler, safe, biodegradable. Basically cleans virtually anything by flushing the engine. In the engine, all the cooling passages, it works awesome. You mix it 1-to-1, so 1 gallon of the Ridline to 1 gallon of water, and I mean, it's amazing what it will clean. I'm trying to create an apparatus so that way we can clean our engine that's on the boat. This is our Wholesale Marine boat. I named it that because wholesalemarine.com is helping us do this entire project, and actually you can get a 10% discount on anything that you buy at wholesalemarine.com right now using the link in the description below, as well as the coupon code BAB10. But I need to get this gasket off of here. Get rid of that so that way I could put this on, and then we're going to create an apparatus or a flushing mechanism that's going to allow us to flush all these, like you see how bad this is, look at all that rust and stuff. We're going to be flushing it with it on the actual engine without having to take your manifolds or your risers off. This is something that I'm trying to figure out how that I'm going to do. I think I've got it figured out, but yeah, it'll break down all this rust and all this stuff. So that is what we're going to be doing now. Let me hop up on the boat, get this onto the boat as well as my manifold, and we will be able to start flushing it. So here's my plan. I've got the thermostat housing off, got that off. I need to clean up these surfaces so I can put a gasket on there, but I went and got a bunch of miscellaneous fittings. These are 1 inch to 3/4, 1 inch to 3/4, and then I've got a 3/4 fitting. I've got 10 feet of 3/4 hose, and I've got some 1 inch hose. So here's another 3/4 by 3/4 by 3/4 T fitting. So my idea is that I'm going to attach somewhere, I don't know if I want to attach to here or here with my, I think I'm going to attach to here. I think I'm going to take this nut off, take these out, these hoses. I will put these fittings here like this, into that, have that like that, take a piece of 1 inch to 1 inch right there, and then that way I can attach to both sides of this, and then I will tee to this one, so I'll have off those tees on both sides of that, go to this, and then this one will go down to the back of the boat where I'll have my pump and the Ridline, and it will pump it up into here, run through my thermostat housing. I don't know if it's going to get into here though. That's kind of my concern. It's definitely going to go down here and go down into the block, and it's going to take a long time to fill this because this is a big block to be filling. So yeah, that's my idea as of right now. So let me go ahead and I will clean these surfaces, get this attached down the way it is. I'm gonna reattach these hoses that go to here. I'm gonna take this thing out, and then I will make this whole apparatus so that way we can start flushing, and then we'll see, I'll pull that riser to see what it looks like, as well as in here to see what we're looking like once I run the Ridline for, let's say, a couple hours. Well, I'm just going to try it like this. My main concern is that it's just going to go here, dump right into this elbow, and then right out the exhaust, and it's not going to go over to this side. But I should be able to see if it's flowing in here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to maybe block this off. I could actually probably take this, connect the two, and then just jump into here. I don't know yet. I might have to reevaluate how I'm hooking this up to get the most efficient flow at the same time, because like here we want it to go into these right here, because those go down into the block, and that's what we want to do. Is we want to hit the block, we want to hit the elbows, we want to hit the manifolds, as well as the thermostat housing. I guess I'll run this for like an hour. I can take this off, take a look at what we're looking like inside the thermostat housing, and then that'll kind of give me a better idea. But this is a learning process. Okay, so I'm pretty much hooked up the way I want to be hooked up. I just took a line to get my rams out of the way. This is 2 gallons of water and 2 gallons of red lime, so I'm already like, this is not gonna be enough. I've got 2 more bottles of red lime, so I'm gonna get 2 bottles of water. I'll put those in here just to kind of like see where it's going. I need to put a plug in here. I'll probably try and use the drain plug for the boat. That should fit. Otherwise, I just don't know how much water is going to pour out of here, because I want that to be underneath the boat to try and catch anything that comes out the exhaust. I don't know how this is going to be. I mean, I guess I could probably try and clog the exhaust. I don't know. I need it to flow through there, so I can't clog the exhaust. So yeah, let me turn this thing on. We'll see how it happens. I'm gonna get the boat plug and try and put the boat plug right here. Big thing is just trying to catch it all without losing anything. So these are the obstacles that we've got to go through. That actually worked too well. That's too funny. That's perfect. All right, let me plug this thing in and see how this goes. All right, so I had to immediately turn it off because I am leaking right here. I need to get me hose clamp, 2 hose clamps, one for here, one for there. And other than that, this actually seemed like it was working really well. It was coming out of both exhausts, which I'm stoked about. I also left the spark plugs out of the engine, so that way if there is something wrong and I see water coming out of my block, that will confirm any kind of issues there. But this is actually working way better than I thought it was. All right, there we go. I probably should have grabbed a zip tie for there too, huh? Or not a zip tie, but a hose clamp. Leave it to me. So let me turn this thing on, see if it leaks. If it doesn't, I'm gonna pull the plug from the lower unit and see if water's coming out there. That'll kind of confirm that we're not just dumping water into here, into there, and going right out the exhaust. I don't think we are, because I think it's coming into here and then going down into the manifolds. I think it's coming down, you know, going into here, coming down into there. Like, this is just straight through. So I don't think we are, but let's see how this goes. All right, so I still got a little bit of a leak, but I've also got a big problem down here where it's gushing out the exhaust and bouncing over here, and then it's just pouring out onto the side. So I got to fix that. And then also it just dumps out here as well, which is the exhaust. So I got to maybe I'll put a piece of cardboard or something right here to hit it and knock it down. Same thing for the other side. Let me fix that issue and then we'll go from there. All right, so piece of cardboard right here, kind of bend it in, catch it all, push it in the side. Same thing for the other side. We ain't losing much out the back, if any at all. Coming out my exhaust right here, we're good. Don't know if there's any getting to here. Oh, there's pressure there. Oh yeah, we got water coming out. Look at that. Maybe I should loosen this. How much? That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. I kind of want to let that flow. much. Yeah, it's gonna blast out of there. I can't do that. Tighten that back up. My bucket's not big enough for that. Otherwise I would let it flow out of there, which is, I might have to eventually, but that means I got water flowing everywhere. So let me check up top. I don't have any apparent leaks up here either that I can see as of right now. I might have something here. Might have something here going around this. Okay, I think I might have. See, it's hard to say what is old and what is new. Wipe this off. So that's wiped off. And then let me wipe all this off back here. That way I can see if I got a new, something new that's leaking, or if not, I might have a little bit of leak coming off of this, so I might need to tighten this up. I don't see anything else. Oh, I think I see some water there. So I'll tighten these up, and I think that's the only leak I got. Everything else seems to be pretty good. All right, well, let's go ahead and let this run for an hour or two. That is 4 gallons of water and 3 gallons of red lime. We've got 11:40, so this has been going about 10 minutes. We'll let this go for about another hour or two, and then we'll pull one of the risers, or actually I'm gonna pull thermostat housing and see what exactly we've been accomplishing, and if our goal has been doing what we wanted to do. I mean, it's working exactly the way I wanted to. I just don't, it takes so much stuff to, one, catch it all, and then 2, to fill that engine. I mean, that block is massive. So we got 8 gallons of stuff rolling through there. So yeah, we're just gonna have to, let's let it go, and we'll see if we're getting done what we want to get done. All right, so this seems to be working pretty good, but I don't know if anything's really flowing through here. So I'm gonna try and, I also don't know if anything's flowing through here either. I'm pinching these off and not really anything happening. So this might not be doing what I think it's doing. I might have to move over to here, but at least I've flushed a lot of this. So let me move this apparatus over to this fitting here and let that flow like that, and we'll button this back up that way. So I undid this clamp and we are flowing. I got fluid there, so I do kind of want to move this piece over to here though, just to get just to flow fluid another way. Let me do that, and then I'll let this sit for a little bit longer. All right, so we've had this going for probably like, I don't know, like 3 hours now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. We can hop back up in here, and I'm gonna disconnect everything. And then once I get all that disconnected, we'll go ahead and pull the thermostat housing and see exactly how clean it worked, and if what I tried to do worked or if it didn't, and we'll find out. Yeah, I love red lime. Red lime is so awesome. Look how clean this is. Obviously it's not like perfect, it's never going to be perfect, but compared to what it was, I bet I could probably even go in here and wipe most of this stuff out. The little bit of stuff that's left here, I could probably clean it out, wipe it off. Yeah, a little bit cleaner, not a ton, but all the big chunks, any blockages that's in there, this thing's gonna cool like a dream. I'll slide my thermostat in there. I might have to get in here with some memory cloth to clean this before I put my thermostat in there, but compared to what it was, this is beautiful. So before I disconnect this though, I need to get rid of the rid lime and run water through the system. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put water into a bucket and then run fresh water through here to get all the rid lime out of the system. And then yeah, this actually worked really well. So if you ever wanted to do this, this is what I used. I just used this 1 by 1 by 3/4 on this fitting. I got this fitting from Ridlime. Comes with the pump, comes with the system if you buy a system. And then I just got this 3/4 hose, and that pretty much did it. So that's how you do a big V8, I guess. Got a clear container. I'm just dumping water into it and pumping fresh water through, get all the stuff out of here. Working out great, except for my pump is so much more powerful than the garden hose, so I gotta like turn it off and on. But I'll do a couple one of these, couple tubs full, and that'll be plenty. I can actually get rid of these too. Get rid of them bad boys. Beautiful. I probably should put the plug back in there to make it go through the exhaust a little bit better.